All right. This is for the food preppers out there, mostly. It's really for all of us. Um, Something very serious that a lot of you guys aren't going to take serious because you just won't. But I'm going to take it serious because I already have an immune system that's damaged and I need to, I want to stay alive. So this message is for me as well as it is for you. And we're going to talk a little bit about Ebola, which is a virus currently in Uganda and in Africa. Now, our government says there are no confirmed cases of Ebola in the United States, so I don't want to send this message out to scare the hell out of everybody, but it should scare the hell out of you, and I'm going to tell you why. When COVID came into the United States, they did the same thing that they're doing now. The United States government is telling us, don't worry, this Ebola will never make it in the United States because we're testing people at the airports. People that are coming in and out of these specific countries that Ebola is in, we are going to test them all, and don't worry, that's not going to happen. When COVID came out and became a pandemic, they said, whoa, we've got these tests. We'll stick these things up your nose, and we'll swab you, and we'll stick this shit in the back of your throat. We'll swab that, and we'll be able to tell who has it and who doesn't have it, and don't worry, it won't come into the United States. Don't worry, it won't kill your best friend like it did mine. You know, it won't kill your relatives, Don't worry, it'll be fine. Well, COVID did come into the United States. It swept across our nation as fast as I can ever remember anything coming in, virus-wise. And it killed 1 million people or more. And it seemed like everybody knew somebody that died from it. So here's the scary part. The United States currently has set up tents all over the United States. FEMA is setting up tents as we speak to isolate people with Ebola or this other one, which I can't pronounce very well, called Bundibugyo. That's some kind of a virus that's also in the Congo and isolated currently in Africa, in Uganda area, I guess. The difference is that one has a 90% mortality rate. 10% of the people that get that will live. So if that comes into the United States, 90% of Americans are going to die. That's the way it is. So let's talk about the mortality rate of Ebola. Ebola's mortality rate is 50%. It doesn't discriminate from young people to old people. It doesn't discriminate at all. It's a virus. It doesn't have a mind. It just spreads from one person to the next. Now, currently, the United States says, oh, don't worry, we're testing people. We got people at the airports. We're going to test them. That won't get into our country, don't worry. But we're going to set these tents up all over the United States just in case it does get in. We're going to be ready for it. That's what that's what they're saying right now. What the hell? It's exactly the same thing that happened with COVID, in my opinion. It's very similar to that. They're saying they've got a way to test for it, but that's not, I don't think it's going to stop every case. And I think it's going to explode like it did in Uganda, and it's killing, oh my God, it's killing tons and tons of people there. Men, women, babies, old people, almost all the elderly people, I guess, have already passed away from that stuff. Anybody over 50 years old basically is dead. That's just what I've looked into. I don't, my news, people that I looked in, the online sources, I don't know if they're 100% true or not, and I don't want to spread mass panic amongst anybody, but I do want to say that it's a very serious scenario, and so you've got some choices now. You can food prep all you want. That's awesome. I think it's smart to do that because you're protecting yourself. You're giving yourself a hedge against future food prices. When food prices go really, really high, you've already got food that you've stored up and you can eat it, and it's not going to affect you financially because you took time to do it now. That's what food prepping is all about. It's not I'm not saying that there will be no food and everybody will be killing each other trying to get food. Well, that could be the case, but that's a pretty extreme scenario. Food prepping is basically hedging yourself against, financial ruin in the future because of food. Now, this Ebola thing, it's pretty damn serious, and so I want to tell you, you need to build your immune systems up. Having food storage is great, but that's not going to stop you from getting this virus. Build your immune system up as high as you can. Take a vitamin every day, go for a walk, don't eat processed foods. You guys know the drill. It's not any fun, but that's the way you got to eat. Try to, lose a little weight if you can. Do the best that you can to, ensure that you're going to make it. If this Ebola stuff comes into the country, and it's as bad as they say, 50%, if you have a family of 4, that means 2 of your family members are going to die. That's fucking scary. Now, you can do something about it. You can try to build your immune systems up. Try to make yourself as healthy as you can be. Be prepared for the worst, not only with stocks of food, but also with stocks of immunity. Something that no one ever thinks about. I went and bought fish mox, which is amoxicillin. It's the same as you get from the doctor's office. But when people start getting sick, that kind of stuff disappears. The country runs out mysteriously. It's all gone. It's because people were hoarding it, or doctors they want to hand it out, don't want to give it out anymore, whatever. I'm trying to do what I can on my side, but I want to be a voice of reason too. There's a really good chance this might not happen. It might not get this bad. It might not sweep across the United States. It could stop in Africa. Who knows? It's possible. But it's also possible that because FEMA has set these tents up all over the United States, and that they know that there are probably, isolation camps already being used in the United States. I don't know that for sure, but I'm telling you that it's very likely that if they're there, they're using them. And if they're using them, then that means that it's already here in the United States. What are we going to do? The government doesn't always tell you the truth. That's the way it is. When COVID happened, I had COVID way before they even announced COVID. I think I had it in January or December, November or something, and it wasn't until March of the next year that the government came out and said, "Oh, there's a virus that's here in America, blah blah blah, and this is what we're going to do about it." Oh, a whole bunch of people already had it way before the government even announced to us that COVID was a thing. So I think this is exactly what's going to happen with this stuff too. I think it's going to get here, and there's nothing they can do about it, and they know it. That's why they're preparing for it. They know it's going to happen. Or it has already happened, they haven't announced it yet, one or the other. That's where we're at. So, Ebola, it's serious. It's a serious thing. It's the United States health agencies are preparing for this, and you need to prepare for it too.